Okay, so to make sure we get you here on time, and I honor, everybody who joined us right on time, I will get started. So tonight you are joining us if you want to learn more about the courses, the career courses and pathways available at Dana Hills High School and San Clemente High School. For the last month, the last 3 Wednesdays, we've been covering what are the career course offerings at our different high school sites in our district. So if you have tuned in for those, great, thank you and welcome back. If you haven't, you can check those out on our YouTube channel or on our website. If you missed the other previous schools, this is our last one for this month. We've covered all the other high schools except for these 2 that we are going to be covering tonight. My name is Monica. I am a college and career counselor with CUSD-Futureology. In a second, I'm going to introduce the rest of my team. But before I do that, I want to cover a few housekeeping items. So if you see that little icon that looks like a chain, that means there is a linked resource for you. We are going to be sharing the slides at the end and then in a follow-up email to everybody who registered to our webinar. So if you see that little link chain icon, that means that it is a resource for you that you can check out at a later time once you get that copy of the presentation. Just to remind you, your cameras and your microphones are completely off. We can't see you, we can't hear you. The way that we do ask to communicate with us if you do have questions is to use the Q&A feature. That's the easiest way for our team to get back to you if you do have any questions throughout the presentation. I do want to remind you that this presentation is being recorded and it will be posted on our website and on our YouTube channel. And also in our YouTube channel, there's a lot of different presentations, including our previous high school pathway nights that we've hosted the last, like I said, the last month. So if you want to check out any of our previous presentations, there's some great content on there for middle school families too. So please check us out. Please check out the rest of our, presentations that we've done on our YouTube channel. All right, so I want to introduce you to, I know a lot of middle school families are joining us, or they might be watching later once this recording is available. So I want to make sure that that you are all familiar with who Futureology is and who am I and who the rest of our team is. So we are the district's college and career counseling program. We are credentialed school counselors. All of the counselors are joining us tonight. They're in the background. So they're going to be helping me answer your questions and making sure that you are all having a great experience with this presentation. So everybody's here and ready to help you all. Okay, so we are credentialed school counselors. We are also experienced college admissions readers. We're very proud of the support that we provide to our students because we do have that background in being college admissions readers. We are also data driven, so we believe that all of our services should be effective. So we use data to make sure that all of our, like I said, all of our services and our offerings are actually supporting our students. We provide a lot of different support in very different manners. So one of the main ones that we do is we provide individual college and career counseling appointments. We also support our families who speak Spanish or who need support in Spanish. I'm the bilingual college and career counselor, so I meet with students and families who need services in Spanish. We also support with college and career initiatives. So we do a lot of things in the district. We are very much like a chameleon. So we do a lot of different things with our students and our families in the district. And we work with very many different people at your school sites, like the different high schools, the different middle schools. So we just love what we do. And we just get involved in a lot of different things. We also do a lot of free events, presentations like this one, workshops for all CUSD students. And we also have a great, robust website, so please check us out if you can. Our team, if you can, it would be great if one of my team members can include that on our chat too, the link to our website. If you register for this presentation, you probably saw our website, but if you haven't, it's a really cool way for you to get familiar with our program and to see what we offer. And all of this is completely free to CUSD students, okay? So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be covering the career course offerings at Dana Hills High School and San Clemente High School. But before we do that, I do want to make sure that everybody has an understanding of when we're talking about these career courses, we're actually talking about career technical education courses in our district. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to be covering with you all, is just making sure that we're all in the same page as far as like, what are we talking about today? What are the courses that we are talking about today? So I'm going to be covering that. And then we're actually gonna get into the specifics of what are some of the courses available to our to CUSD students, specifically at Dana and San Clemente. And then also I'll kind of touch a little bit more about after school classes that are also available to any CUSD student. And then towards the end, we're also going to be covering next steps. So what can you do after attending this presentation? We are going to be covering all of that. Okay. So let me make sure that there's no, okay, the chat looks good. No questions. Very good. Okay. We are ready to move on. So career technical education is state-funded education that provides our students in California with career and technical preparation, right? So they provide, the state has identified that it is very important that students receive this kind of preparation to prepare them for life after high school, right? To prepare them for whether they're going to go straight into a career or if they're going to go to college, right? So they have identified that this is an essential part of preparing students, right? Of students' education, is that they have career preparation, they have technical skills, that they are prepared for the next step, whether it's college or whether that's a career after high school. So all of these classes that are career technical education classes are WASC accredited, meaning that they are accredited courses. They are legit courses, not, just random courses. And they are, these career technical education is career preparation and sequential learning designed to improve academic skills. So it's not just about careers, right? It's also about making sure that students are gaining essential skills that are going to make them successful in many different pathways, whatever pathway they choose, okay? So what the cool thing is about career technical education class is that the teachers that are teaching this class, they're not just like credentialed teachers, right? But they're also people who have had experience in that industry that they're teaching, right? So whether they're teaching about culinary arts, right? So they're not just teachers who have a credential, they're also teachers who have worked in that field and have culinary background, right? They have worked in that field. So it's a really cool experience for students to not just, get taught by certificated teachers, right? Teachers who are credentialed, but they're also being taught by somebody who has hands-on, firsthand experience working in that field. So that's a really cool thing about CTE courses. The other thing too is that a lot of these courses are elective courses that can include unpaid internships, right? So it's really cool opportunity for students, again, to get hands-on learning, to get that firsthand experience of an exposure to these different career pathways or this different industries, excuse me. Some of them may even include, they may even be, they're articulated with the local community college, meaning that the students may receive college credit for those classes. In addition to that, some of them may combine employment with advanced instruction. So a lot of these courses are for high school students only, right? So they're getting exposure to a lot of these different fields that sometimes adults pay for those, right? And our students are receiving all of that for free. So it is a really cool way for students to get this exposure to different careers, but also prepare them for, like I said earlier, whatever pathway they choose after high school, whether it's college, whether it's career. So that is career technical education. Within career technical education, we also kind of have to cover industry sectors. So California, in the state of California, we have 15 industry sectors, right? So these are different areas that help students and help families and help educators explore these different careers and industries and all of that. So we have 15 industry sectors. So you see them on the screen. And California has identified these, and then within industry sector, there are career pathways. In California, there are 58 career pathways. So if you see on the screen, these are the 15 sectors, but within the sector, you can see that there is those, that there are specific pathways. So if we look at more closely at one of the sectors, you'll see that some of them have three pathways, some of them have 4 pathways. So if we focus in on one of them, for example, public services, there are at the bottom of that chart, there is 3 different pathways within that industry sector of public services. So this is a great way for students to explore many different industry sectors, but also focus in on maybe they do want to look at a specific industry sector, and they can look at one specific career pathway for that industry sector. So We're going to get you a copy of this. So if you have a hard time seeing this, you'll be able to see it a little bit more closely at a later time. Okay. So, so we covered what is CTE, what is career technical education. We covered what are the industry sectors, what are the pathways, the different career pathways. So what are CTE courses? So CTE courses provide students with the academic, technical, and real world knowledge to pursue a career in a particular field. So if you saw in the previous slide, those courses within those pathways offer real experience to students in very different manners, right? So they do prepare students with the academic, technical, and real world knowledge for that particular field. So the focus is on academic, employability, and technical skills used in a specific occupation, right? They are also, the great thing, I think I mentioned some of these great things already, but they are robust classes. All of the CTE courses offered at our district are A through G approved, meaning that they will earn that these are going to be preparing them for college. They are college prep courses, and also a lot of them are weighted honors courses, so they are receiving, you know, that additional points on their GPA. So it's a great way for students to not just be exploring their career interests. It's also a great way for them to be preparing academically for college. So CTE courses, again, they provide students with all these different opportunities for them to prepare academically, technically, and also gain real world industry experience for that particular field. So this will all make a little bit more sense once we go into what are the CTE courses available to students that attend Dana and San Clemente High School. Okay, so what are CTE pathways? So this is going to be a very technical definition. So I want to make sure that this is just a definition, right? We want to make sure, like I said earlier when we started, that we're all on the same page and have an understanding of what we're referring to when we say CTE, CCA, because we're going to be covering CCA in just a minute. So a high school CTE career pathway is defined by the California Department of Education as a sequence of career technical courses that are equal to or exceed a minimum of 300 hours in one industry sector. Okay. So you focus in on that sequence, right? Because typically a sequence means like their career pathway or a CTE pathway is typically 2 courses. So there is a sequence, right? They could be less, they could be 1 class, they can be 3 classes. So just depending on the pathway, but typically there are 2 courses. They are designed to connect high school classes to those industries or career fields, to college, right? So like we said, these also are not just preparing students for an industry or a field, they're also preparing them academically for college. In some cases, some students may receive industry certifications, and also they prepare students professionally, right? Because they are getting that hands-on experience, that exposure. They are preparing professionally and academically for college and career opportunities, okay? One thing to know, if you look at my screen on the right, their order of course sequence matters. It's really important that students follow that sequence. And then also, in order for a student to be considered, you know, that they completed the pathway, the CTE pathway, or they are a pathway completer, they have to earn a grade of C- average or higher, okay? So very, like I said, very technical. So if you have any questions, let us know. But hopefully everybody's still on the same page. Everybody's following me. So the reason we bring up, you know, pathways, CTE pathways and CTE completers and all these different terms is because it's really important, as, you know, as counselors, as a district, that we are providing you know, preparedness, right, for college or career, whatever it is, the pathway that students decide to go to. And in our state of California, what we do is the state of California, actually, they have this thing called the California dashboard. So they use they use all these different things to measure whether a district is successfully supporting students in many areas, right? And we have actually, our district is very successful at doing that. We provide a lot of support for our students. We're very proud of that. So for the most part, our students are doing great. They are meeting, and they're, most often they are very well prepared, as shown by our California dashboard results. But one of the measures, or one of the areas that that CTE kind of plays a role in, right, all these things that we just talked about, is the college and career readiness measure. So you can see that that's what we have on the highlighted on the screen. So our state, one of the ways that they measure whether a student is college and career ready, right, there is whether a student is completing a CTE pathway, right? If our students are CTE pathway completers. So that's one way that they're measuring whether our students are college and career ready. So that's why it's really important for, as parents who are joining us tonight, as a counselor, as educators, we are definitely want to make sure that our kids, our students are being prepared, successfully prepared for what's to come after high school. So one of the ways is actually being a CTA pathway completer. So that's why we bring that up. But one of the things that is really cool is that students, 91% of the students who took 2 to 3 CTE high school courses are enrolled in college. So that's a big number, right? So that really demonstrates the effectiveness of these classes, of preparing students for the next step, right, after high school. So it's not just, a way for us to make sure that we are doing really great in this dashboard, right, that we're showing that we're doing really well. It's actually has in the stats tell us that students who are taking these classes are enrolling in college. So that's a really big plus for our students, a really big plus for our families. So it's really important as parents who are joining us tonight to know that these classes are a really great way for students to get ready for what's to come after high school. All right, so so within our district, we want to make sure that you all know who offers these CTE courses. Okay, so that is CCA, or College and Career Advantage. Okay, so College and Career Advantage is the organization that offers these classes. And it is a joint partnership between our district, Capistrano Unified, Laguna Beach Unified, and they provide high quality, relevant, engaging career technical education. So for our students to prepare for college and career success. Okay, so they are the entity, they are the organization that provide these amazing courses to our students. And we just want to make sure we make that clear and we introduce you if you haven't already heard of CCA. Sometimes a lot of our students will know the CTE courses at their schools as CCA courses, so they're used very interchangeably. So if you hear me switching from one thing to the other, just know that we use these two very interchangeably, CTE, CCA courses, but they mean the same thing, okay? Because CCA offers these CTE courses. All right, so CCA, College and Career Advantage, they provide the career technical education courses. They are amazing. They offer different courses like career pathways, choices at each of our high schools. They have 38 pathways. That's a lot, right? They offer 38 pathways within our district. And then in total, they offer 150 courses to our students. And I mentioned earlier, all of them are A through G approved. Over 56 of them are honors weighted courses, meaning you do get that additional points on your GPA. Some courses are articulated with community colleges, meaning you are getting that college credit. You are getting that experience as if you were taking a college course. And then all of them are also included on your high school transcript. Okay, so these are great courses that just have so many different, offer so many different advantages to them. So we just want to remind you that this is what CCA does for us, for our students in our district. Okay, so why should students choose to take these courses? If I haven't told you already, high school students who take these courses, right, earn grades and credits towards graduation, right? So these are classes that are going to be included in your transcript. So you are going to be working towards, your requirements to graduate. You will often gain experience. Students who take these classes will often gain experience required for immediate employment right after high school, right? they participate in courses that may offer internships. Some of those classes or some of those CCA courses or CTE courses, they have integrated into their classes an internship opportunity. So it's a really great way for students, again, to gain real-handed like exposure to those different industries and different fields. In some cases, they also earn certificates of completion, sometimes even industry certifications that will make them really employable, right? That will really demonstrate that they have excelled in this specific skill, that they are skilled people, that they do have those certifications. And also in some cases, they will earn college credit because some of those courses, they have an agreement with our local community colleges. They also gain experience in careers that may assist them in choosing college majors and enhance college admissions applications. So as a college and career counselor, these courses really demonstrate that students are taking those extra steps, right? Because this is outside of your core classes, right? Your math, English classes. They really demonstrate that you are taking those steps to explore your interests, to choose, to explore majors. And because a lot of these courses are honors weighted courses, they're college, they're articulated with the college, you are demonstrated that rigor too. So they do enhance your college admissions applications. They're a really great way for you to show that that you are taking those steps to develop yourself, right? To develop yourself as somebody who's skilled, but also to develop your different career interests that you may have, okay? All right, so again, connecting careers to college. That's what this CTE courses are doing. They are connecting students to careers and college. So in terms of careers, they have applied learning. They have, again, potential internships. They provide students with hard skills and soft skills, right? Because some students are earning those certifications. Those are hard skills. Some students are also developing their soft skills like communication, teamwork, all those different things that students require to be successful, whether they go to college or they go into a career field. Again, they gain industry certifications and they're taught by industry professionals. If you remember, I mentioned that all of these classes are taught by teachers who not only are, have a teaching credential, but they also have real hand experience in that industry. And then college, because again, these courses, all of them are A through G, often weighted. They're articulated with the community colleges. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but we really want to make sure that you know that what are the advantages of taking these courses. And then a lot of these courses demonstrate an interest in a particular area that's above and beyond traditional high school schedule, beyond your core classes that, that students take in high school. All right, so with that being said, I do want to welcome our special guest. I did not introduce him at the beginning, but now I am going to introduce him. I want to welcome Max. I'll let him introduce himself fully, but this is our CCA ambassador. He has been, selected to be a CCA ambassador because of his experience with CCA and all of the great things that he has done with taking some of these CCA courses. So welcome, Max.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know I've been speaking a lot, but I want to actually turn it back to you. Hopefully, we can hear more about your experience with taking some of these CCA courses. But let's get started. First of all, Max, can you tell us about yourself, your school, your grade? Yeah.
So again, my name is Max. I'm a senior at Dana Hills High School, and I'm enrolled in the Health and Medical Occupations Academy and the South Orange County School of the Arts, which are both offered through CCA.
Yeah. Thank you, Max. Yeah, so I will be going into a little bit more detail. So it's really great that Max has brought up two great academies that are housed within Dana Hills High School that I will cover in just a minute, but awesome. Thank you, Max. And I'm going to turn it over to my one of our other college and career counselors, Erica, to continue asking questions as well.
All right, Max, can you tell us what CCA classes have you taken?
So a few CCA classes I've taken, I've been biotechnology, medical core, and wind ensemble.
Oh, awesome stuff. All right, next question. How are CCA classes different from your other classes?
So CCA classes provide hands-on training for careers after high school. For me, I've learned to conduct gel electrophoresis and make recombinant DNA through biotechnology. For music, we typically tour colleges, exchange with their bands, and get clinics from their directors. And even through the pandemic, the Health and Medical Occupations Academy gave us internships where we interacted with healthcare professionals in Ghana, Greece, and Honduras.
Very exciting. I'm going to pass the microphone back to my colleague, Monica.
Yeah, that's really great. So Max, thank you so much. We have a couple more questions for you. So how has CCA shaped your future plans? So how have these, you mentioned biotechnology, you mentioned that, you're in the HMO Academy. So how have these courses shaped your future plans?
Well, the CCA classes have taught me more about myself than anything. So they taught me about what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and what where I thrive. Originally, I wanted to become a doctor, but through CCA internships, guest speakers, and job shadowing healthcare professionals, I learned that my skills lie on the business side of medicine. So now, instead of operating on a patient, I want to operate the hospital.
Wow. Yes. Then, I mean, that's a big switch. And that's one of the things that we encourage our students to do with these classes, is to learn more about those particular fields. So is there anything else, Max, that you want to share about your experience with CCA, or, with these classes that we haven't asked you about?
Yeah, the one thing I really like about CCA is that it acts as a smaller family within the big world of high school. You become close with your peers that are taking the same courses, and it gives you a sense of belonging and purpose. All of my best friends are from these programs.
Awesome. Okay. Well, it's really great to hear how these classes have shaped your goals as far as like after what. Yeah, so I'm really excited for you. Max is one of my students at Dana, if I haven't made that clear yet. And so it's really great to have all of you listen in and hear how these classes have really shaped his goals. Well, Max, thank you so much for joining us. I know it was very brief, but I really appreciate your perspective and sharing what you have learned from these classes.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Max.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you appreciated that that quick little just to give you a different perspective of what our students are experiencing with these programs, right? So it's a really great experience. As you saw, we didn't even cover, right, that these courses are also a great way for students to meet people who have very similar interests, who can expose them to new perspectives, right? So that's a really great thing that Max has included with his experiences, with sharing his experiences with CCA. So now let's kind of cover the classes, right? Because you all are here about course offerings. So finally, we're here. So before I get into Dana's courses, because we are going to be covering Dana's first, and then we're going to be covering San Clemente's course offerings, I want to talk about our district-wide after-school courses available for next fall. So these are the CCA, in addition to all the classes that they offer during the regular bell schedule, right, that students can take during school. They also offer after school courses. These are going to be the courses available for fall 2022. So there's a lot of them are going to be throughout our district, right? They're not at one specific school. Many of them are at Capital Valley, but these courses are open to any CUSD student, okay? So even though they're housed at a different campus, they're not necessarily just for the students at that particular campus. So all of these courses are open to any CUSD student. Typically, they're after school. They're typically 2 times a week, so it's not a daily class, but typically they are after school. I know because we are talking to middle school families tonight, transportation may be an issue but it is not a daily thing, right? So that it is manageable for a lot of our students. Often these courses are a great opportunity for students who don't have that class offering at their school, right? So those courses may not be available at their school during the day. But they are interested in that field, so they can participate in the after school class. They're also a great way for students who have a full schedule, right? They can't fit it into their regular one of their periods. They can take the class after school, right? So it's a great way for you to still take advantage of these classes to still have these opportunities, but they are after school. And then the ones that are in highlighted or in bold, excuse me, those are going to be classes that have an internship component. For the most part, internships are for students who are 16 years or older. So our younger students are not going to be able to do it right away, but it is a great opportunity for you to consider for later on in high school once you turn 16. Okay. So now let's get into Dana. So these are going to be the high school CCA courses and pathways available at Dana. I will be covering HMO Academy that Max mentioned, and then I'm also going to be mentioning SOCIA as well. Those are great opportunities at our at Dana. All right, so these are the CCA courses offered at Dana Hills High School. We have some great options within our school. So there's actors repertoire, repertory, biotechnology, dance, career technical skills lab, culinary arts, digital media arts, digital photography, forensic science, HMO Academy, which like I said, I will go into it in just a minute. There's also hotel hospitality careers, multimedia design, social pathway, sports medicine, stagecraft, theatrical production, and video production. So a lot of different options, robust options at Dana. So let's get into the specifics. Okay. So the Health and Medical Occupations Academy is one of the academies housed within Dana. So not all the courses that are available through this academy are CCA courses specifically. The CCA courses that are part of this academy are going to be medical core and medical hospital careers. But I can't speak about these courses without mentioning, that there is this amazing opportunity for students who do attend Dana Hills High School for them to be exposed to the medical field, right? To careers in the medical field. As you saw with our special guest, Max, our CCA ambassador, he is part of the HMO Academy, and he did learn a lot about what specific career field he wants to go into through this opportunity. So there are, like I said, 2 medical core classes, 2 CCA classes offered through this HMO Academy. This is a 4-year program that incorporates all of the core classes and also incorporates those CCA classes that you see on the screen, as well as exposure, like I said, to medical field. They do visits, they have special guests, they have summer jobs. And then students who do want to join this academy have to join in 9th grade. So they do have to be participating in the academy starting from 9th grade, and then they will participate the 4 years of high school. So these are medical core and medical hospital careers are great options for students who want to go into and learn and in the future go into the medical field and learn more about those careers and prepare for those careers. A lot of our students who do choose to take some of these courses or to go into this academy, the HMO Academy, they are very set on going into this field, and I don't necessarily know what specific career, but they do want to go into the health and medical field. So we do have this great opportunity for our students. And I did include a lot of links. So if you want to learn more about the HMO Academy, I will give you a copy of this presentation so you can click through and see the course sequence of what are the courses that they're going to be taking throughout the 4 years. All right, so the South Orange County School of the Arts is another academy housed in Dana. They offer a lot of different courses, but some of the CCA courses incorporated within this academy are actors repertory, dance production, stagecraft, and theatrical production. Okay, so SOCIA is a visual and performing arts academy for students within the district who have an interest and potential for creativity. Okay, so for this one's a little bit different than the previous academy we just mentioned. Students can join in at any time. They don't have to join specifically in 9th grade. They can join later on. So these classes are a little bit more flexible in terms of like being able to join them. But it's a great opportunity. There is so many different classes. We have a very robust program. A lot of our students participate in these classes. We have plays very often. Right now we have Mamma Mia at our district, at our school. So it's a really fun way for students to demonstrate their creativity. So those are the CCA classes available at Dana through that are incorporated within this academy. All right. So another one of those course offerings that we have in our school is Culinary Arts and Hospitality. So there is Culinary Arts, there's Culinary Arts Advanced. Hotel and Hospitality Careers is also another course offering for our students. So this is to prepare students for the field in culinary arts or hotel hospitality careers. The hotel hospitality careers is usually reserved for students who are in the higher level grades, like 11th and 12th grade. But it is a great way for students to learn more about those industries and to learn more about the topics of like hospitality, travel and tourism. So it's a great way for students who, and that even includes an internship assignment. So it's a really great way for students to get real hands-on experience with this specific field. Okay. So we also have courses in the health sciences. So we have sports medicine, and then we also have biotechnology. I know you heard Max mention that biotechnology was the course that really introduced him to that specific field that he wants to go into. So biotechnology is a course articulated with one of our local community colleges, and it has honors weighted. So it's a great course. You're getting so many benefits from this class, and besides, being able to learn more about biotechnology, you're also getting college credit. You're getting those honors weighted points on your transcript. So it's a great way. Students are learning how labs work. They're learning about scientific tests and experiments. So it's a really cool class that students learn a lot in. Sports medicine is another great course too. A lot of my students who weren't able to join HMO Academy, they decide to do sports medicine because they want to go into the medical field, but they didn't decide that before middle school, right? Before high school. So sometimes they'll decide that they want to go into this field later on. So I suggest that they do sports medicine, right? Because they are still going to be exposed to that medical health science field in a different manner, right? But they're still kind of getting that exposure. And it is a multidisciplinary approach to a lot of different things like sports. So they will be exposed to careers like, physical therapists, athletic trainers. So it's a great way for them to get that exposure. And then I know we went over like the after school classes too. So if a student also was not able to join our HMO Academy that I mentioned earlier, they can also take advantage of these after school courses. So they can still take medical core after high school and at Capo Valley. They can take the medical hospital careers course at Capo Valley. So we kind of wanted to make sure that you also have an understanding that these are the classes that are available at Dana, but you can also take advantage of these courses that are related to that. If you have the specific interest in the health sciences, you can take advantage of those after school courses available at other campuses. All right, so public safety. So we do have a forensic science course as well at our school. This is an honors weighted class. It's really cool. A lot of my students who want to go into like being a FBI agent, for example, they decide to take this class, or they're interested in like the forensic science. They want to go into law enforcement. They will take this class. So it's a really great way for them to start getting exposure to that field. And then again, these are some of the after school courses that they can also take and integrate that into their schedule too, to get more experience and more exposure to that particular field. So emergency medical technician, fire science, and lifeguarding are great options for them to explore this particular interest in this particular industry. All right, so last one is the visual and media arts and design field. So at Dana, we offer digital photography, multimedia design, digital media arts, and then video production, and then video production advanced course. So a lot of different ones. A lot of them are articulated, right? They are a lot of them are. Students will be earning, college credit, and they will get again that exposure with this particular field, these particular careers. So it's a really great, these are really great options as well. And then also for students who want to expand beyond what's available at Dana, there's also fashion design at Capo Valley High School. All right, let's move on. So those are all the options available at our Dana specifically. I also want to remind our families who are joining us tonight, or actually introduce you all or let you know that there is a college and career center at Dana. So I am the college and career counselor at Dana. I meet with students individually there. So it is a newly new space. It's really nice. And that will be available for students who attend Dana. And these are all the services that we offer at our College and Career Center. So now I'm going to let my colleague Erica Espejo talk about the course offerings at San Clemente High School. Thank you all.
Hey, thank you, Monica, for sharing information about Dana Hills. My name is Miss Erica Espejo, and I'm here to talk about the course offerings and what's being offered at San Clemente High School. All right, so we got 3D media design, AP computer science, architectural design, art of animation, Automotive Academy, catering and event planning, Cisco IT pathway, engineering pathway, game design, rapid prototype, robotics pathway, stagecraft, theater performance, and a video production pathway. So let's take a look at some of these careers, some of these classes. So courses that will be offered after school next year is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a growing field. So if you have an interest in computer science, this is something you might want to take with that interest in computer science and put it to work. So this is one of the after school courses being offered at San Clemente for the upcoming school year. All right, let's take a look at some of the career pathways offered at San Clemente High School. Performing arts, we have theater performance. And much like Dana Hills High School, we also have a very robust theater arts program. We just did Beauty and the Beast last year, and this semester we're putting on Footloose. So we got a very growing and a very lovely performing arts program. We also have Stagecraft. So in addition to performing on stage, who are the folks behind the scenes working on costumes, lighting, set design, really meant for those folks who are part of that who want to be a part of that creative process. All right, we also have visual and media arts and design. At San Clemente, we have game design, animation, and digital photography. And if you, again, much like in Monica's slide, after school, if you also want to take fashion design, it's offered at Capo Valley High School. We also have information and communication technology. So at San Clemente, you can take AP Computer Science, Cisco IT Essentials, and Cisco Networking. Again, if you have an interest in computer science and really want to put that to work, these are some things to definitely think about when you're thinking about potential courses to enroll in. Okay, next. Engineering is definitely a popular major among students. And what better way to prepare you for an engineering program after college than to take engineering courses? At San Clemente, we have a ton of opportunities to explore engineering as a career. We have robotics design and fabrication and robotics fundamentals. After school, we also have a couple of courses being offered at Capo Valley. So this is definitely something to think about if you love science, math, and you're really thinking about becoming the next engineer. All right, Culinary Arts and Hospitality. Over at San Clemente High School, we have Culinary Arts, Catering, and Event Planning. And after school over at Aliso Niguel, we have hospitality careers. So if you're thinking about going into, example, tourism, hotel services, food services, this is definitely something to consider. All right, we also have a very robust automotive and transportation program. At San Clemente High School, we have Intro to Auto Mechanics, Auto Academy Consumer Auto, Auto Academy Auto Technology. We even have one side of our campus that is very much dedicated into a lot of these auto classes. And after school, we also offer other programs at Capo Valley and Aliso Niguel. And also, if you want to learn more about college and career readiness, we are currently working on on our upcoming College and Career Center. Right now, we're just an office right next to the library, but we are getting a brand new office fall 2022. So definitely look forward to it. Until then, I'll be at San Clemente, still offering career and college advising, and I definitely would love to meet your students. All right, so you might be wondering, how do students register for CCA courses? Well, first of all, think about what you're interested in. What sparks joy? What keeps that fire going? So really have some time to just reflect on what is of interest to you. Maybe you have a hobby that connects to one of these career pathways, and you want to see like, maybe I could have a career in this. So definitely take some time to explore the things you enjoy. Also, you can take a look at our CCA course catalog to see what's being offered at your school. So definitely shop around to see what's being offered and what opportunities are available through CCA. CCA courses offered during the school day are listed as elective options in your Aries portal for immediate selection for 2022 to 2023. So again, just browse around and see what you might want to do. And for after school courses, definitely make a connection with your high school counselor about how to register for these classes. Okay. And some additional CTE resources. These are links over here that you can visit and you can utilize as resources. So we have our fall 2022 after bell schedule available. And we also have the course catalog online for you to browse. You can learn more about career technical education with this link over here. CCA also has a YouTube channel, so if you want to just deep dive into more of what CCA does, you can definitely watch some videos on YouTube to learn more about what we actually do in these classes. And Program Finder, connect career education from high school to community college. All right, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, Miss Monica, for being a part of this presentation. Thank you so much to my colleagues, Miss B and Miss Kristen, for answering questions in the chat. And thank you to Max for also representing CCA as a student ambassador. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. We'd be more than happy to answer any of them. Now is the time for a Q&A, and we'd love to hear from you if you have any questions. Any final words, Miss Monica?
No, thank you all for joining us this evening. If you have no questions, feel free to get your night going. We are really pleased for you all to join us tonight. The recording will be available on our YouTube channel and on our website. I'm also going to be emailing you the slides, and actually let me put those slides also in the chat for you all so that you can take the copy now. So let me put that in the chat. But if you don't have any questions, you're free to go. Enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to my colleagues for answering all the questions in the Q&A and for joining us this evening as well. Have a great night, everybody, if there are no questions.
All right, have a nice evening, everyone.
We're here for questions. We still have time. So if you do have any questions, let us know. All
right, we do have one question, one on a non-CTA question. Is there a handy A through G checklist for families?
There is, and let me see if I can find it really quickly right now, or if one of my colleagues has it on hand.
I can definitely put it in the chat box. I'm going to pull up the A through G worksheet.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So Michelle, who wants to an A through G checklist handout. Yes, we will include that in the chat, and then I can also include it in my follow-up email just for those who are also curious about it later on. Great questions.
You're welcome.
Thank you all. Yes. All right. Well, if you don't have any more questions, you are free to go. Thank you again for joining us this evening. I'm going to give 1 more minute for questions. If not, we are going to wrap it up. All right, no more questions. Well, thank you all. Have a great night.